Like, that goes back to Carson doing 4 nights a week. I don't know what Jimmy Fallon was trying to prove. I don't know if that was part of his. I mean, he just signed like a new 4-year thing this past June. So, but I didn't know any late night shows were still doing 5 nights a week. Kimmel takes the whole summer off now. You know what I mean? Like, you get to a point where when you've been on the air as long as these guys have been, you know, Kimmel has been on ABC late night for 20 years now. So he just gets to the point where he's like, well, I'm capped out on money, so you're going to pay me in vacation. So he just takes the summer off.
Yeah.
Colbert does 4 episodes a week. Seth Meyers, Daily Show. Jimmy Fallon was the last man standing doing Monday through Friday. And I wonder why. Maybe he just wanted to be a company boy, but and I can't imagine, you know, they took Seth Meyers' band away, NBC, always looking for places to cut, and that's where they cut over in Seth Meyers. So it's not like Jimmy Fallon, it's not like it's going to affect his money at all. I'm just curious. I guess they'll just be saving on production costs.
What happened?
Nothing.
I had to pee.
I understand.
Came back a second.
Nature calls.
What did they do?
Jimmy Fallon's doing 4 nights a week.
Jimmy Fallon, I didn't realize there were any late night shows still doing 5 nights a week, but apparently Jimmy Fallon was. They'll do Monday through Thursday, and they'll repeat on Friday night.
Oh.
I mean, in the earliest days of The Tonight Show, when it was still in New York, like when Carson first took over from Jack, that was a 90-minute show. But that was also back in the day where, like, late night shows, they'd have authors on and talk to them for half an hour, you know? Mm-hmm. Audiences were a lot more literate, didn't have as many entertainment choices. If you weren't watching TV, you were literally reading the book the guy wrote. And obviously all the networks have to deal with people's changing habits and people watching stuff on YouTube the next day instead of at 11:30 at night. That's why I just couldn't believe when I saw this. I was like, wow, he's still doing 5 nights a week. They just renewed him.
How much longer do you think they're going to do these talk shows?
They renewed him for 4 more years. So he's set to air to do the Tonight Show through 2028. And when he's done, that show is going to be done, probably.
Yeah.
So I could see them going until they don't. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Jimmy Fallon did his show after Leno 15 years ago. And then he took over, well, after the Conan debacle. And then Jimmy Fallon hosted The Tonight Show. So he's been there. I mean, between SNL, he's been at 30 Rock for a long time. And so, you know, I'm sure he very much likes to be part of that whole NBC Universal family.
I'm sure he does.
But these companies own so many things now that the content, they just put other places. So I don't know. They could do these. They could just keep doing them. There's no reason to not do them. Just because you repurpose the content doesn't mean that they still print money, irrespective of what people think. You know, people are like, oh, radio, aren't you worried about radio? No, radio still prints money. Just like network television prints money. They're still charging top dollar for all this stuff. So they could still keep doing it until they go, all right, I don't see one thing making them go, nah. And they're still paying the hosts millions of dollars. So it's still worth a lot of money. But I don't know. You're right. To your point, I don't know. That's why I couldn't believe he was still doing 5 nights a week. Like, right. Why would you do that?
I just don't think they're going to be around that much longer just because things have changed so much. Having to pay the host that much. And when you can do a more pared down thing like a podcast or anything like that, you can, get more eyeballs on that and more of a captive audience.
You can, but here's the thing that people don't seem to realize. And I'm not one of these people that say there's this podcast bubble that's going to burst, but something's going to happen because there are about 4 billion podcasts and about 10 of them have listeners and generate revenue. So you can have all the podcasts you want.
But I'm saying there's
only 5 late
thing.
Night television shows.
Right, but of those 5, the audience keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yes. I don't know how small it would have to get for them to not see a return on their investment. So I guess that's what it... Mm-hmm. I certainly don't think another 10 years. But I mean, it's not like streaming just started.
Right.
So they've been on this for a while. Yeah, I don't know. But the Tonight Show is still on.
It'll collapse the day after my set gets accepted.
Yeah, right.
Since we're just now getting this process started.
Well, at least you're not worried about it.
Yeah,
And that's half the battle. That's
Everything
the smart
sucks.
part.
Nothing matters.
Oh, neener, neener, neener. Alan has no wiener. Neener, neener, neener. Bill has no wiener. Neener, neener, neener. Mary has a wiener.
Oh.
It is almost dinner time.
Roasted.
Mary, is there something you'd like to tell us?
No, my prostate's fine.
He wasn't talking about your prostate, which you don't have. He was suggesting that you might have a wiener.
Don't worry about my wiener.
I'm not worried about. Oh, you just.
Boner.
She just copped to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, according to that guy, neener. It's almost time for dinner. I think we all, by the way, you want to talk about blowing my mind. I think we all got the email from Matt. Mary was out yesterday, but Bill and I were talking about this guy. I had gotten a message from our bureau chief in Florence, South Carolina. Erica listens down there on the iHeartRadio app. And she's always very kind to kind of keep me abreast of weird things going on down there, as a lot of our bureau chiefs do. And we were talking about the guy who had all of these exotic snakes, highly illegal. But it only came to light because he got bit by a venomous snake that he wasn't supposed to have. And they couldn't find anti-venom in this town. So his family's posting on Facebook, and they're trying to find whatever. But I didn't have any audio from that story. And then Matt sent us audio of the interview with the snake guy. Have you heard this? Did you listen to it?
No, I didn't listen to it because I wanted to listen
I
on
got
the
a
air.
snake, man. One time I fed it some beer, man. It was slivering this way and that.
That's an exclusive down there.
Wow, exciting.
Remember that one? Did he say
Yeah.
slivering?
Yeah.
Slivering this way and that.
Mm-hmm.
I got a snake, man. Yeah, so thank you, Matt, for that exclusive there. The interview with the snake guy.
It's a big get.
It is a big get. Which of the, for all of the talk about, television is this and that and legacy media and blah, 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 people still want to be on television. So, Mary, a late night show comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, we'd like you to do 5 minutes on our show.
Sure.
Do you care which show?
No.
You don't?
No.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
No.
Just curious if you had any thoughts on
I
it.
straight up told my manager that, too. I said, send it to everybody.
Right.
I don't care who says yes.
Right.
And if all of them say no, then we'll go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Apparently, that's
Send
not how
it
the
to
industry
shows that
works.
aren't even on anymore.
Please.
Send it to the nightly show. See that
Why
Larry
not?
Wilmore gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in that carpool karaoke. I
Right.
don't care where I do it.
Send it to
There's-
That's My Bush.
Put it on Cash Cab.
That's a good show.
That's a great show. Did they every couple of years I feel like they reboot Cash Cab, but I don't know if that's true. I
love
always
Cash Cab.
thought, and I don't know if it's a popular opinion, I always thought Ben Bailey was a very underrated comedian. I think Ben Bailey is very funny.
I've never seen it stand up.
I think it's very funny. But most people knew him from Cash Cab.
Right.
Red Light Challenge.
Yeah. Because didn't everybody, I mean, the show is still on, right? I don't know if they're producing new episodes, but it's still on. But there was like a summer where everybody was watching Cash Cab. Why was that? I remember one summer, it was maybe 07, 08, something like that. One summer where all I did was watch Cash Cab and World Series of Poker,
Good times.
right?
Simpler life, you know?
I mean, was it? I don't know, I guess, but it wasn't that long ago. 16 years ago. But I mean, Cash Cab, I guess they don't produce it anymore.
It's a good show.
I loved it. 14, 15 seasons of that show. And a good gig for him. But no, I always thought he was a very funny stand-up comedian.
What was the show that was like they were former burglars and they'd show people how to like make their house more burglar proof?
Oh, Case This Joint.
No, that was a later one.
It Takes a Thief.
It Takes a Thief. Yeah. I
You're
like
thinking
that
of
show.
Pimp My Ride, Mary.
Oh, I was thinking of this whole house, actually.
This whole house.
This whole
Yeah.
house.
This whole house.
This whole house.
This whole
HOLE.
ass house.
This whole ass house. There's a show called Beat the Burglar.
What, like a hammer?
A family who watches their home being burgled. Love the word burgled.
Mm-hmm.
Like buttled, right? What do butlers do?
They buttle.
They buttle. And what do burglars do?
They burgle.
They burgle. So they can learn from an ex-professional burglar. Yeah, 05 to 07. It Takes a Thief. Former burglars and ex-cons taught people how to protect their homes from security flaws.
I enjoyed that show.
I never saw it.
It would be one of my road shows because it would always be on Discovery Channel. It'd be that or Cash Cab or what are the Mythbusters.
Mhm.
So I'd watch those a lot.
I would. It would be funny if a show like It Takes a Thief was an elaborate way to catch two dudes who'd been breaking into people's houses. Because, like I said, everybody wants to be on TV. So you get these producers from the Discovery Channel or whatever, and they go, hey, we want to do a show where you guys show people where their security soft spots are, and you break into their house. And they build a set, but then they, and they arrest them. Right on the other side of they go, finally got him.
Yep.
Be a good way to do it.
And people do it because they want to be on TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be on TV.
Uh-huh.
You just got to find where their soft spots are.
Top of their head if they're a baby.
It takes a baby thief. Listen,
Find that soft spot. That's the new game show.
We need to stop these baby burglars before they get any older. Before they really get their fine motor skills
I'm
together.
Just picturing some babies dressed up like burglars, and it is a hit.
Adorable.
Oh.
Aw.
I got to tell you, I haven't done one in a minute, but over the past year, I've been fortunate enough to host a couple of these live events that have come through, right? Celebrities will go on the road and hit a handful of cities. It's just a Q&A, and they'll, talk. I did Phil Rosenthal's at Playhouse Square. I did an evening with Alan Ruck. We screened Ferris Bueller and talked to him. He's from Parma. And so that was a lot of fun at the
That
Agora.
one was called Ruck Around and Find Out, right?
That it was Ruck Around the Clock. Ruck Around the Cox is what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I saw, and this is really in for me, but I feel like, William, this is something you should talk to them and see if they need a moderator. They've got Macaulay Culkin coming to Akron to do a Home Alone screening.
What day is that?
This would be Tuesday, December the 10th.
I'm very down for that. And I know some people at the Akron. It's Akron Civic Theater?
Akron Civic Theater.
I know some people there.
It's called A Nostalgic Night with Macaulay Culkin. That's a terrible name for it, but okay. A Nostalgic Night with Macaulay Culkin. A screening of Home Alone.
Were you really home alone?
Did that aftershave lotion really hurt your cheeks? A screening of the movie followed by an interview and audience Q&A with Macaulay Culkin.
Such a good movie.
I think there's room there for a Bill Squire to host.
That was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Well, that is when it's supposed to be one of your favorite movies. It's the people who maintain that as their favorite movie into adulthood that give me pause. Ticket pre-sales at homealonetour.com. Use the code Kevin. Tickets will go on sale to the general public tomorrow at 10 a.m. No, I'm sorry. Friday at 10 a.m. How did I forget 9/11?
Dude, I was just going to say, brother, come on.
One thing.
I wonder how they will commemorate it at Guaranteed Rate Field tomorrow. It'll be the third in the matchup between the Guardians and the White Sox. That's an afternoon game tomorrow afternoon. Because, Major League Baseball always does something for this. Like they can wear, some of the teams will wear NYPD or FDNY caps. And they'll have a big to-do.
I'm interested to see what it's like here in the city.
Right?
If there is anything, I'm sure there's I don't know. There's got to be something, right?
Well, the Blue Jays are playing the Mets, and the Royals are in town to play the Yankees. And so they're going to be doing something. All teams are going to be doing something along the lines of memorial patches or ribbons. Blue Jays will wear hats with customized ribbons featuring the Canadian and American flags. And they're doing things obviously in Boston, but everywhere they do it, nationwide at Major League Baseball games, they'll do it for tomorrow. But you should find out, Mary.
Well, from what I'm seeing online, there's some ceremonies held at like churches and the surrounding areas. The 9/11 Museum is actually closed tomorrow.
It's closed.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
There's a memorial that's open till midnight, but the museum itself, moment of silence.
I still haven't made it to the 9/11 memorial. Last time we were there, I was like, I should probably go see that. I just never got around to
Very
it.
solemn and haunting and full of people taking selfies for Instagram.
Oh, they don't have like a booth where you can put your eyes through the wooden face or anything like that? They don't have one of those in the carnival things?
No.
Oh. You said it was very solemn.
Yeah, it was very solemn.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I wondered what unexpected elements there would be.
Vigils, memorials, tribute runs.
It's pronounced virgins, Mary.
Oh, sorry.
That's what they got.
That's what they were promised. Yeah. Okay, well, are you on this show tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you on this show today?
She's like, yeah. Because Bill's out Thursday.
I'm out Thursday.
Friggin' out of it, brother.
We're all out Friday, but Thursday is the Captain
And
Fun and
Monday.
Stepmom Mare show.
Oh,
And then,
Let's hope.
so
Just
tomorrow
FYI. And then Bill's out Monday.
we're doing
where the hell
Whoopsie's
are
picks.
you going?
Thursday
I'm
and
going to Spokane, Washington.
Thursday and Monday,
Yeah.
it's the Captain Fun and Stepmom Mare show.
I'm flying home
Will
on
you?
Monday, and I couldn't get home early enough.
You better
come and
pray
do the
away
show.
this sickness, Alan.
I pray away the sickness.
Yes.
Who you talking to?
Pray the
I'm
gay
telling
away.
you.
You better do your own praying. Pray away the sickness,
We're doing Whoopsie's picks tomorrow.
right?
I'm going to be gone on Thursday. Very excited for it. I've taken, a lot of people had ideas on how to make it go a little smoother, make it a little more random. So I think we're going to do
But
a good job.
it's being crowdsourced.
Well, just, I kind of did it on a whim
Yeah.
the first time, but now we're going to,
Nailing it down.
nailing it down. A more accurate, not accurate, because she was 4-1. She did great.
Which game did she miss?
Rams, Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, overtime.
Yep.
It was close, though. It was real close.
All right.
There you go. You pray the sickness away.
Don't tell me what to do.
The museum is closed for families of 9/11 victims only. Wait, what?
Oh.
Closed to the public.
Close the so
Yeah,
not
not-
only yeah.
That's handled.
Everybody else can
Oh.
come in except for you guys.
I assume there was a
People-
missing
yeah,
period in
yeah.
your text. Museum is closed, period,
It's
for
also
families of 9/11 victims only.
This also says there's going to be like beams of blue light where the Twin Towers were.
Well, they always do that. But
Yeah.
how do you prove you're a member of a 9/11 victim family?
Maybe there's like a last name database or something.
Oh, boy.
I have no idea.
You got to be able to walk up there and go, oh, yeah, my uncle was, I am Steve Ranazisi's brother. I guess
Well, he wasn't a victim.
He got, wasn't he, Bill? Because he was trying to convince people for a long time
Right.
that he was. I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192 to do that. Anywhere you are, you can listen to us on the iHeartRadio app.
Your afternoon drive is brought to you by the Ken Ganley Auto Group. Shop over 10,000 vehicles online at KenGanleyAuto.com.